With this particular one, the transfer window is coming close to the end, but the truth about it is heating up and things are getting exciting. We are going to be talking about Lucas Paquetá on his way to Flamengo, or in fact, he has arrived at Flamengo. We are going to be speaking about the likes of Nottingham Forest going in for Stefan Ortega, and then we are going to then flip to the Liverpool player Curtis Jones in talks with Inter, and Liverpool being in talks with Inter for him to go out there on a loan. And then maybe we'll then trickle back down to Fenerbahçe talking about Ademola Lookman and if they are going to be able to come up with a deal to get the Nigerian going to Turkey. And of course, we'll wrap it up with Jean-Philippe Mateta, one of my favorite strikers in the Premier League, going AC Milan. And one thing is for sure, if you are looking for your transfer news and all the explanation and the angles that you have not seen, or you haven't seen, or they haven't really spoken about in the places that you watch sports, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, because here in Pillar Sports, we do it big and we do it the correct way. So without further ado, let's get it started. We are starting with Lucas Paquetá. Lucas Paquetá signed his deal to Flamengo. Flamengo, of course, this is somewhere that he left when he was leaving Brazil. He was playing with Vinicius Jr. You know him, the guy that plays for Real Madrid and has literally done and taken over the world of football. He was playing with that kid, and he was able to go from Lyon, go to different places, and then come to West Ham, where he had one of the best seasons that I've seen from a creative attacking midfielder, to going into what felt like close to depression from afar. You understand? Lucas Paquetá was looked at and investigated for what felt like over 6 months about match fixing and about just gambling on games that he played. For instance, he would get the yellow card. A lot of people would book that Paquetá would get the yellow card and then he'll get the yellow card. Or he is so angry and so emotionally charged in the match that they started looking and investigating Paquetá. Now, the truth about the situation is that Paquetá, coming out of that situation, was found not guilty. He was found not guilty. And we really haven't seen Paquetá return to the Paquetá that we wanted and to the person that we enjoyed watching. However, he thinks that it is best and it is right time that he goes home and back to the place that loved him, go back to the place that raised him, go back to Flamengo, the place that he started his professional football. And that is what he has done. He is on his way and he has signed and left West Ham. Now, the key part about this situation is that Nuno Espirito Santo has come out and said, look, he is a special player, he is a unique player, and we cannot replace Lucas Paquetá. And that is the difference. That right there is truly going to be the heartbreak for West Ham fans, because that is the creative nous. You lost Kudos to Tottenham Hotspur. Now you're lost Lucas Paquetá. You'll probably lose Jared Bowen in the summer. This is a pivotal moment in West Ham history that they have to, if they stay up, which I believe they will, if they stay up in the Premier League, they have to do someone. They have to do a big one in the summer. Find talent. Find really good players. Yes, they have brought 2 other stars. If you haven't watched the video, it's on our YouTube page. They have brought 2 other stars to come in and replace situations. Get them more goals. They just brought in, what's his name? Adama Traore from Fulham. Someone that would infuse a lot of pace into that team. But this is going to be a big year for West Ham fans. Mark my words, if they do not get this right and they stay up this year, they get relegated. Anyway, let's go into Stefan Ortega, somebody that gave Manchester City the trophy last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, with that save against Heung-min Son, with City facing Tottenham. He's probably going to be leaving City. Why is he leaving City? You have Donnarumma in that team, and then you have James Trafford, somebody that was brought in to replace Edison. You understand? It was meant to be a competition between Stefan Ortega and James Trafford. However, now what we have in this situation is that Donnarumma was an opportunity of the market last summer and Pep Guardiola jumped on it. Now you have Donnarumma, you have Trafford, and you have Stefan Ortega. And Stefan Ortega is too good of a goalkeeper to remain or to be the third place goalkeeper in any team. I don't believe so. He's too good of a goalkeeper, so he is definitely going to be going, in my mind, to Nottingham Forest, because what we have seen and what we got from the news today is from Florian Plettenberg. So shout out to a tier 1 reporter in Florian Plettenberg. He says Forest and Stefan Ortega have now reached a verbal agreement. Forest are aiming to reach an agreement with the Man City on Saturday. Now, the key thing about that situation is that tomorrow we still have the transfer window open, but the transfer window closes on Monday, February 2nd. So mark that time, mark the date. It closes on Monday, February 2nd. And now let's pivot from Ortega to Inter. It's basically reported that Inter are interested. This is a big one because this comes from left field. I did not expect it from happening. Expect it to happen. It has happened. It says Inter are in direct club-to-club talks with Liverpool for Curtis Jones on a loan deal with a buy option clause. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. This was one of the things where I'm like, I can't believe you're going to be getting rid, or you're even in talks about getting rid of Curtis Jones. It doesn't make sense. This is the soul, the Scouse soul of Liverpool at this point. He is, and I don't watch Liverpool every day, but one thing is that he fights and bleeds for the club. He's Scouser through and through. We all saw the interview when he came out to speak when Van Dijk had tucked his tails. So seeing him even in discussions to go to Inter are absolutely getting a gem of a player, a gem of a walking horse. You know how leads. He is a better form of Ampadu in an Inter team that are older and need an engine in their midfield. It would just be chef kiss in my mind. So if you are leaving to go over there, take my blessings, because you are going to be absolutely magnificent in that situation. It says also negotiations ongoing but linked to the David Ferretti, I think I'll pronounce that name right, exit with Nottingham Forest, waiting for an answer. Inter and Liverpool are discussing today. If you did not know, David Ferretti is in conversations with Nottingham Forest about him leaving Inter to join the Forest this summer, this transfer window, and all those things are going to be tied in with the Curtis Jones. If Ferretti is leaving Inter, I believe Curtis Jones is going to be coming in to Inter. Let me know what you guys think about this down. Also, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Do not forget, so you don't miss out on anything, on any of what we talk about here at Pillar Sports. It says from Fabrizio Romano, to add to this, it says if David Ferretti accepts to join Nottingham Forest proposal or leaves in any case by Monday, Inter will sign a new midfielder. The plan reported this afternoon remains clear. Nottingham Forest is still waiting for an answer, and we just told you about the plan. The plan is Curtis Jones. Now let's move to one of my favorite players this year and last year, to be honest, and that is Ademola Lookman. Ademola is reported here that Fenerbahçe and Atalanta are still in negotiation on payment terms plus bank guarantees for Lookman deal. Fee is agreed at 40 million euros package, but no green light yet on payment details. Ferner have Sediki Sheriff deal eventually advancing with Angus at loan with obligation to buy at 22 million. Sometimes when Fabrizio writes his news, I really don't want it. It's like I have to really craft it, kind of crack it in my mind. Pardon me if I'm not reading it the way that you should be getting. But the key part about this situation to me is that Fenerbahçe are going to be getting another talented player. We have already seen what they were able to do with getting the likes of what's his name, Duran, back from Saudi, playing for Fenerbahçe and actually doing really well. We have seen the likes of Tammy Abraham leaving now to Aston Villa, and Ademola Lookman is definitely going to be that replacement. And if he is going to Fenerbahçe, oh my God, we have two Nigerian greats in Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman in the same league. I can't wait to see those games. I can't wait to see the competition. I truly cannot wait to see these two boys go at it with battle. And last but not the least, it is Jean-Philippe Mateta. Jean-Philippe Mateta. We all know the big dude. We all know the boy that knows how to kick the corner flag. We all know the Frenchman that has always had the dream of living or playing for the French national team. It is reported that Jean-Philippe Mateta has informed Crystal Palace board about his decision to join AC Milan. He wants AC Milan now, immediately, even if initial agreement was for June 2026. The 3.5 million euro salary net per season agreed with Milan and Palace and AC Milan are on it. So this one thing is for sure. Jean-Philippe Mateta, it's a problematic situation. We all seen what is happening. We have Gehi leaving, we have Eze leaving, we have the coach leaving, and now you have Jean-Philippe Mateta also leaving. The core of this team is absolutely leaving. In my mind, that opens up the race. What's his name? The likes of Adam Wharton leaving, the likes of Daniel Munoz leaving. All these things absolutely on the cards if this guy leaves also. We have already seen the core of this Crystal Palace team decimated. I truly believe that the likes of Adam Wharton and Daniel Munoz are going to be next. Now we go to the last one, and that is Jørgen Strand Larsen from Wolves has joined. It's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, not mistaken. He has joined Crystal Palace on a permanent deal for £50 million. 50 million Great British pounds. Now we have about how good his movements are, how good of a striker he can be, but this is somebody that, yes, scored a hat-trick during outside the Premier League, but does not have one Premier League goal this season. Not one Premier League goal, and he goes for. So it's safe to say that they are not buying a already made talent. They are buying a potential of, okay, we have scouted him, we are what he can do, and we are bringing him in to show us that that is what he wants to do and that is what he can do. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button, and I'll see you. Peace.